Good day, everyone. For today's foreign and economic policies, we will visit one of these Asian countries. We will be set to the land of the rising sun, which is Japan, and go through its foreign and economic policies. Japan has four major islands: Hokkaido, Honshu, Kyushu, and Shikoku. Its type of continent is constitutional monarchy, and the current leaders are Prime Minister Yoshide Suga and Emperor Naruhito. Foreign policy. Japan's foreign policy is divided into four organs. First is the peace and stability of international community. Second is the economic diplomacy. Third is global issues and official development assistance. And fourth is public diplomacy. Peace and stability of international community. After World War II, Japan adopted a democratic constitution that stipulated that sovereign power resided with people, denounced war, and guaranteed human rights as never be infringed. Japan is known as a peace-loving nation which aims to actively contribute to the peace and stability of the region and international community while coordinating with other nations. It strongly supports United Nations activities in human rights field, believing that all human rights are universal. It supports peaceful settlement of international territorial disputes. It also supports nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation into the international community, considering the threats of these weapons. Japan believes that with the presence of today's threats, there is no country that can secure its own peace and security by itself. It promotes the importance of having allies and coordination to other countries. Japan, therefore, is a proactive contributor of peace that aims to strengthen relations and cooperation with other nations. Economic diplomacy. In order to enhance economic growth, Japan engages in multilateral organizations. It is part of APEC, G20, and G7, which aim to strengthen economic ties and relationships. Global issues and official development assistance. It is an arm of Ministry of Foreign Affairs which aim to help developing nations with the supplies, civil engineering, and other assistance. Supports to the creation of a disaster-resilient world that promotes risk reduction together with international community. Japan takes place in the action to further prevent and mitigate international issues such as climate change. Japan also participates in the international discussions toward the adoption of International Code of Conduct for Outer Space Activities. Public diplomacy. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan effectively communicates Japan's foreign policy and provides general information about the path to global audience in order to increase the amount of people who are well informed about Japan, and provides cultural exchange and people-to-people exchange. Economic policy. Economic policy of Japan have fought deflation for more than 2 decades and have repeatedly pursued government interventions in the hope of revitalizing the economy. The three approach that is dubbed as Abenomics is called Three Arrows. These are the set of aggressive fiscal expansion, monetary easing, and structural reform. Its immediate goal is to boost domestic demand and gross domestic product growth while raising inflation to 2%. It aims to improve the country's prospects by increasing competition, reforming labor markets, and expanding trade partnerships. Fiscal stimulus or expansion focused on building critical infrastructure projects such as bridges, tunnels, and earthquake-resistant roads. Unorthodox monetary policy or easing is a gigantic experiment in monetary policy. Structural reform includes slashing business regulations, liberalizing the labor market and agricultural sector, cutting corporate taxes, and increasing workforce diversity that aims to revive Japan's competitiveness.